Hello super friends and welcome to DC TV Talk. This is the show where we talk all things Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow. And in today's episode what we're going to be talking about is the upcoming mid-season premiere of The Flash Season 4, and the apparent storyline is adopting from a very famous comic, which is of course now known as Trial of the Flash. So will this episode directly adapt from that, or is it going to slightly change it? Well, that's what we're going to go through today and see how it might affect the season going forward. So the Trial of the Flash storyline is going to be slightly different on the show than what it is in the comics. In the comics, it basically involves how the Reverse Flash, aka Eobard Thawne, killed Barry Allen's wife, who is of course Iris. He killed her, and in doing so, Barry Allen was accused of murdering the Reverse Flash, and because of this, the Flash was put on trial in front of the public of Central City. And that was the story of the comic, but it's going to be slightly changed, or quite significantly changed for the show. So in the mid-season finale of The Flash Season 4, we saw that Barry Allen had broken back into Clifford Devoe's house, only to find his dead body on the floor with a bloody knife next to it as the murder weapon, just as the CCPD busted in the door led by Captain Singh. And this made it of course look like Barry Allen had killed Devoe. And this of course was very much more interesting because Barry had a restraining order on Devoe, or Devoe had a restraining order on Barry I should say, and not only did he break that restraining order, but he killed Devoe. Now, this was all, of course, part of Devoe's plan, and this is what I think makes Devoe such a good villain, is he swapped bodies. He has managed to swap bodies from the old Neil Sandilands body to this younger African-American guy, who was, of course, introduced in that episode as well, and he swapped bodies to find his body on the floor, and it looked like Barry had actually killed him, even though, of course, we know he didn't. His body has just been moved on to something else. But in the police's eyes, Barry had killed Devoe. Now, of course, we all know that Barry is innocent, and he is going to be pleading for his innocence in this episode, and I think this is a very interesting idea, especially because Barry is, of course, innocent, but it just looks so obvious on paper that he is the murderer of Clifford Devoe. And you kind of have to think to yourself, well, how is he going to get around this? How is he going to escape from this? Because he is pretty much going to be incarcerated, and he has no way out, and it's a very interesting concept. So one major difference from the comic storyline to the TV storyline is that in the comics it is actually Trial of the Flash, whereas here it's more Trial of Barry Allen. Barry Allen is the accused here, not actually the Flash, so he's going to have to actually deal with this without the Flash. However, one thing I think is very interesting is that Cecile is actually his defense lawyer here, and I think that's very cool. Actually gives us something to do, but she suggests to Barry that he should perhaps do this one particular thing that would help prove his innocence, but Barry is skeptical about that because it's very risky. Cecile suggests that if Barry reveals himself as the Flash, then people will be able to see that he was actually doing something good and it's not just Barry Allen, because Barry Allen has kind of been a loose cannon recently when it comes to the CCPD. So the fact that he would actually explain all of that stuff by saying, I am the Flash, could resolve a lot of problems. However, this could cause more problems, as we've seen in another one of the DC TV shows recently. Obviously, if you've been keeping up with Arrow this season, you'll know that we've got a very similar storyline going on where Arrow, or Oliver, is being outed as the Green Arrow and he's being chased by the FBI. This is a very similar thing, and obviously we can see that Oliver is not only wanted by the FBI, but the Green Arrow isn't really considered a hero, so could this opinion flip on the Flash if people will see that Barry Allen is maybe a murderer? Would that flip the Flash, or would it actually make Barry seem like the hero that he is? It's interesting to see. We also see that Captain Singh is actually rushing to arrest what looks to be the Flash. However, this trailer could be edited to make it look like this is all one scene, but these could be two separate scenes. But he is trying to arrest the Flash. Now, this could hint that Barry does reveal himself as the Flash, and perhaps he gets out of court, but then he shows up to stop a crime, but Captain Singh just launches an attack on him anyway, because he still feels he's the murderer, and perhaps because he has a thing against Barry. We don't really know. This trailer could be edited differently, though. However, in response to Cecile's suggestion, Barry does point out that if he reveals himself as the Flash, that him and Iris will never be able to stop running, which is obviously something that has been a theme in the end of Season 3 going into Season 4, is Barry and Iris just staying one step ahead and running away from the identity thing. And this is definitely very true, you know. If, Barry reveals himself as the Flash, then that life they have, that private life, will be gone, and that will be a big sacrifice for them to make, especially because they've just got married. So this is a sacrifice I'll have to make, maybe. I really think this storyline is going to do a lot for the Flash because it's a very more personal conceived storyline in comparison to like a big bombastic thing like Flashpoint. This is a very personal Barry Allen focused storyline where we're going to actually see him get arrested and having to face the consequences of being the Flash potentially. And also, this is just a good way to show how smart Devoe is and really develop him even more as a villain. And I think it sets up an amazing storyline for the rest of season 4. So will Barry actually reveal himself as the Flash? I'm gonna say no. I just think that the whole secret identity thing, I know we all joke that, oh, everybody knows that Barry's the Flash, but is he actually going to reveal himself to the mass public? I doubt it. I just think it's going to be that's going to be too big of a thing to tackle for the show. It doesn't want to deal with that. The writers don't want to deal with it. It'll probably cause more problems than it will actually solve in the end, not only in the story but also in the writing as well. It's just a bit of a complex thing to do, and I think that's why none of the shows have actually done it at this point. So what do you guys think about the upcoming Trial of the Flash episode? I'm very excited about this. I think it's a very good storyline to sort of bring us back into the season come the spring. I think it's a very interesting idea. It's going to give a lot of development to not only Barry but also Devoe, and the potential reveal of the Flash could be very exciting. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did. If you have any more video suggestions, just chuck them in the comment section below and I'll get to work on those. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.